All right. So if you do not have your video on, if you would turn it on, that would be fantastic, as this is a networking event. So we love to see all your smiling faces. My name is Kim Wilbur. I am the Director of Marketing and Events here at the Chamber. We're super excited that even though we can't meet in person, that we're going to do these networking events virtual and for the time being. And what I want to do this morning before I let Susan take it over is I would like everybody to introduce themselves. I'll call on you and you can just unmute. The icebreaker I want to use today is, since it's 20 degrees outside and we're supposed to get, of course, more weather tomorrow, tell me someplace you would like to visit that's warm. If you could go anywhere, where would you want to go? So for me, I think it's the Bahamas. Never been, would love to go visit. Really, you could take me anywhere at this point and I'd be excited. But I'll choose the Bahamas today. So that's a little bit about me. I'm going to turn it over to Shasta Weeks, who is our Director of Operations. So I stole her thunder a little bit, but Shasta, if you want to unmute and tell us about you.
Hi, everybody. As Kim said, I am the Director of Operations here at the Chamber. And if I could go anywhere, it definitely wouldn't be Texas right now. But my brother has spent a lot of time in Hawaii, and his pictures are just amazing. And I would love to experience some of what he's experienced there. It's just beautiful.
And I'll go with her. So if y'all need us, we'll be in Hawaii.
Yeah, right. Working from home.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Don. Don, if you want to unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Don Horn. I am the owner of Meadowlark Ridge Bed and Breakfast in Mount Solon. And in December 2019, I had a vacation in Antigua in the Caribbean. And I would love to be there right now.
That sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. Andrew, if you want to unmute and tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Andrew Kester. I'm a financial advisor with Kugler Financial Group. And my family and I, we love to go to the Outer Banks, specifically Ocracoke Island, which I didn't find out about until my wife took me there right after we were married, or within the year after we were married, and just fell in love with the place. So that's where I'd want to go, even though it's probably not warm right now.
Right.
But I'm looking forward to going to it when it is warm soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Rainy, I think.
Great, thanks. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Nicholas. Nicholas, if you want to unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about you, and also where is a warm place you would like to visit.
Hey everyone, I'm Nicholas. I work for Anchor Financial Group as a financial professional, and I'd love to go back to Phuket Island in Thailand. It's a beautiful, warm place. Perfect season right now.
Ooh, that sounds awesome. Great, thank you. All right, Courtney, if you want to unmute and introduce yourself.
Hello, I am Courtney Miller, and I am the owner of Helping Hands Home Care Agency here in Waynesboro. And if I had a chance, I would probably go somewhere in Mexico. Some good real tacos, a little tequila, it would be perfect.
A little drink with the umbrella in it.
Yeah, so nice. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for being here. All right, Zane, if you want to unmute and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Zane Bailey, and I'm with Boast Benefits, and I specifically focus on the Medicare division. And somewhere warm that I would like to be would be probably Cabo San Lucas. One time we went there, and probably the best beach I've ever been to, and beautiful coastline, and it'd be great.
I don't think anybody could go wrong with any beach at this point. Awesome. All right, great. Ariana, if you want to unmute and tell us about you and a warm place you would like to visit.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Ariana Williams. I am the Marketing and Communications Director for Lance Construction Company. And I would say right now, I have a lot of family in Florida, so I would like to go to Florida.
Awesome. Great. Well, thank you all so much for being here. We're really excited to have Susan Vincent back with us. She is a StoryBrand marketing consultant and is fantastic. So we're so excited to have her here today. I did email everybody. If you didn't get my email, it's probably about 25 minutes ago with the document that she's going to chat about. So feel free to pull that up if you have that in your email. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Susan. Susan, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim, and thank you, everybody, for being here. This is a kind of a part 2 of a series on messaging, and we took an introductory dive last in January. This is going to be a little deeper dive, but the presentation itself is only going to be about 10 minutes because it's a very big subject and I don't want to overwhelm people, but I want to give you some really good examples of how to use your messaging, which is why I sent along the conversation starter, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So hang on here and let me get this up here. And there we go. Okay, is everybody ready? I know I am. One of the, like the biggest question that people have when they are in a business, it's a simple question, but it's the one that we have to answer every single day. And that is, what does it take to make a profit in business? Well, the simple and short answer is that you have to find something that costs less to buy and then sell it at a higher profit or higher price. That's how we make a profit. But what we don't really take into consideration is there's 2 caveats here. One, people have to want what it is that you're selling. And I find that people, young or new entrepreneurs, don't really look at this very closely, but it's very important. You've got to have something that people want. And once you have that, in order to make a profit in business, you have to know and you have to understand the wants, the needs, and the desires of your target audience. And that's critical. That's absolutely critical. You have to understand their why. Now, where we get confused is we sometimes think the why is about us, about our business, but it's not. In the first presentation that I gave, one of the things that I said that we put the cart before the horse when we're trying to make that connection with people, and is that we start with our website design. We want to get a website out there and we want to get a beautiful website out there, but we think about the message last. And actually, it's the other way around. It's a very tight marriage between messaging and design. If you don't have a good message, you aren't going to have it doesn't matter how beautiful your website is if it doesn't connect. But the second and even deeper place where we get confused is what we're selling. We try to sell what we do and how we do it. But that isn't where the money is. That's not what people are buying. So my favorite marketing person in the whole world, and who's quite brilliant, is Simon Sinek. And Simon says, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So that means that whatever your company's in business for, and we know it's to make a profit, but besides that, you must connect, your why must solve a problem. Not your problem, but your customer's problem. What is it, the problem that you're solving? So that means that we have to start thinking like our customers. So for example, a why that I often see promoted around in businesses is that, we have a vast inventory. We have 4 locations. We've been in business 60 years, and those things are all important, but they are not the reason that people buy from you. we as people, it's just human nature. We're egocentric. We think of ourselves as what is going to help us to be able to live a better life. So we in business, we have to appeal to what it is, the reason that they're coming to you to solve a problem. So how do we do that? There's two ways. One, we have to connect with the change that customers most want to see. Does somebody want to fit into a size 10 dress? And then the other thing is we want to connect with the failure that they most want to avoid. And I find people get hung up on this. And so this time around, I've decided to show you what that means and what that looks like. So I want to pull up 4 different ads that use the success and failure principles so that you can see how they are not just selling a product or service, they're selling a why. So take a look. This is Brain MD, and they are a supplement company. I'm trying to see if I can move you. I can't move this. I think it says taste the fish, taste the fruit, not the fish. Triple purified for 5 times more EPA and DHA oil. Now, I don't know about you, but if you have ever tasted a fish oil, you know how truly disgusting it is. I mean, it is actually throw upable. It is so bad. So what has this company done? Well, they took the pain away of taking fish oil. So they're telling you, you're not going to ever taste a stinky fish oil if you take this. And what's the success? The success is that it reinforces the benefits of the brand. Not only are you going to take a fish oil that tastes good, but you're going to get 5 times more the benefits. So what is the customer's why? They're not coming to buy a fish oil, they're coming to get improved health, because everyone knows that taking taking omega-3s are very good for you. So the reason they're not selling a fish oil, they're selling health. All right, where would I be if I didn't include Nike? Nike, not for their ads, I wanted to include this. I wanted to include it because of their tagline. This is really a throwdown, a challenge to the average consumer to just do it. Now, this has been so successful. It's been around for, I don't know, maybe 50 years or so. But the thing of it is, it is in some ways, yeah, just call it a challenge. So for example, if you were talking with somebody and you were getting frustrated, you may just say, well, just do it. Just don't think about it, just do it. And Nike has done the same thing. They've created a challenge. So they're addressing the main obstacle for all of us of what it means to avoid exercise. And they're throwing down a challenge and saying, just do it. The success is the same thing as the customer's why, is that you feel better about yourself. So they're selling, once again, good health. Here's another great ad. This is actually for State Farm, has been the most successful ad in the history of the company. And they have taken an emotion and they've personified it and made it something real. So everybody, as you know, when you get behind the wheel of the car, you know that you could have an accident. But what State Farm did, and did so brilliantly, is that they took something that's really terrible, really awful, and they added a touch of humor to it so that people could actually relate to it. It was something that we all fear, but they made it very relatable. So the success is, and also the customer's why, is that State Farm isn't selling insurance, they're selling peace of mind. So the customer can feel a protection against life's slings and arrows. Apple. Okay, this is an old ad. And the reason I included it is I think this ad is at least 20 years old, but it is so it was such so successful that it is even a part of our culture today. Apple did the same thing as State Farm in that they personified Mac and PC users. And they made it clear from the get-go that they were not the same as a PC. And that's what the ad was all about. It personified that they were not going to be mainstream. They didn't have any desire to be mainstream. And if you were that kind of person, you wanted to be quote unquote hip, this is what you do. You choose a Mac. So what Apple was selling is exclusivity. They're not selling computers. I mean, they have a computer just like PCs, whatever. They're a computer. That's not what Apple sells. They sell exclusivity. So what is it that connects all of these ads together? So let's review. For BrainMD, what they're selling is the avoidance of taking the pain out of taking terrible, awful fish oil. So they're taking that pain away. 2, Nike is selling resistance, overcoming resistance and going ahead and doing something good for yourself. State Farm is selling fear. You know, they're saying you can avoid this fear if you, of life's mayhem, slings and arrows, with good insurance. And 4, Apple is saying not everybody is going to get us, and we're okay about that. We're selling exclusivity. So what is it that binds all 4 of these together? Well, that is an emotional component. They each have their own why. BrainMD is not selling a product, not selling fish oil. Nike's not selling shoes. State Farm's not selling insurance. Apple's not selling a computer. They are selling something much bigger. They are selling why people connect with them. And that is the secret to attracting your customer in your target audience. Once you have this, you can, it really just, it doesn't change, because unless your customer changes and the wants, needs, and desires of your customers change. I want to stop and ask you, does this make sense to you? This is a really big concept. Okay, so now I have a throwdown for you. I wanted to know if you would be willing to share what is the why that you're selling in your business. What brought you here? Tell me what brought you here and what you're looking for that helps you to sell the why in your business. Takers?
I'll go.
Okay.
So at Lance, we're a construction company, commercial construction. And so we're not selling a building or a structure, we're selling what that end result is, and the underlying need for why that building needs to be built in the first place. And so we're helping our clients to then accomplish what they need from that building, but we're not selling the actual physical building. So
right. Good job. And how do you sell that, Ariana? Do you have a marketing team there that helps you with that, or do you do that work?
That is me.
Okay.
So I have some great support overall, but in terms of marketing, it's me. Yeah, so we just launched a new brand commercial last week, actually, for this year that really touches on that, and it shows various clients of ours, like local clients that are also recognized by others in the community. And so we don't actually show us like building the actual structures. We focus on what that end result is for that client. And that's what we're showing in our marketing. So
that's a great story. As a StoryBrand marketer, I mean, story is where it's at. That's what connects. And so you've chosen the right message for that. Great. Thank you. Anybody else want to share what you sell, what's your why?
Susan, I was just going to add what Ariana said, that I think Lance does a really good job about showing their connections and with their clients. And like you said, a story, it's not just, yeah, we want to help build your building. It's about, we've helped these customers and they really devote time and energy to each of their customers. And I think that comes across in their marketing, that we're not going to just build a building and that's it. We're going to actually invest in each customer that we get. So I think
Well,
they do a great job at that.
yeah, I love that. That's
Thank you,
great.
Kim.
Courtney, what about you? Tell me again what your business is. I couldn't catch it initially.
We're Helping Hands Home Care Agency, so we're pretty new. We've been in business now for about a year and a half. And our why is to offer families some relief, because a lot of times you have husbands, wives, kids, grandkids taking care of their family members, and it's a lot. It's stressful. So we like to come in and just let them know and build that relationship that we're here for you. You don't have to do this alone. Your loved ones are home and they're safe. They have their dignity. And we're an open book too. So we like to be very family-like, if you would.
Yeah, I like that. That's very, and I think, so the pain you're trying to avoid is that people don't have to be alone. They don't have to carry this, which can be burdensome when you're trying to do it all yourself. So do you do your own marketing? Do you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we're getting a little bit better. It's me, my sister and I, but I do the marketing. So it was good for me to come here just to see what everybody else is doing, maybe get some ideas, maybe try something new. So I really enjoyed this so far.
Oh, well, great. So, and I'm gonna add to that, the handout that I gave you, it's called a conversation starter, but it is a template that you can use in anything, from whether you go to a marketing event at the chamber, or you're trying to build a tighter marketing message. It is the same principle of the things that we've gone over here and connecting to people's why. And if you follow that, it'll give you a good template, a good that you can use for that.
Okay, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Gentlemen, do you have anything you want to add to this? No?
Sure, I
Yeah.
I can talk about my why. I've seen the power that a financial advisor can have on the family, the impact that a financial advisor can have on a family through my own family. By a financial advisor working with my grandparents. They had money at the end of their life that they used to pay for somebody to come in and take care of them while they were at home. They didn't have to go to a nursing home. They were able to stay at home their whole life till the very end, which is what they wanted. Because a financial advisor worked with my parents, they're able to live their retirement the way that they want to. And because a financial advisor worked with me whenever I first got out of college, I got a jump start on my retirement savings. So that influence, that power, that the help, the impact that somebody had by working with 3 generations of my family, that's what motivated me to get into this business, because I enjoy helping people and passing along that knowledge and getting people set up to live their life the way that they want to live it. That's what inspired me to get into this business.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So can you tell me in a short sentence, like what the why is? You go ahead.
My why is to, help people save and invest and plan to live the life that they want to live.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Okay.
Susan, I was just going to add to, obviously you're the expert, but I think too, especially with Andrew being a financial consultant and things like that, you also build that relationship. So it's almost sort of like personal marketing in addition to, your why for your business, but it also needs to be a personal why, because if he wasn't invested in what he did, then his personal wise, it's not going to come across, and he's not going to build great relationships if people don't genuinely connect with him.
Yeah, and thanks for bringing that up, because I really think that's important, especially with salespeople.
Mm-hmm.
They have your customer has to see that you're personally invested. I think that's a great observation,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely. And yeah, we definitely have to build a relationship and to build that trust.
Right. Yeah, I think that's something people really sense quickly
Mhm.
about sales folks. Yeah, agreed. Is there anything else that you'd like to share?
Sure. For Meadowlark Ridge, it's an escape from daily life. And so for some people, yeah, it's a time for relaxation, being in nature and outdoors, uh, just a time, yeah, to relax. But for others, they come and want to get out in nature and be active, hiking and mountain biking and other things. So kind of this whole range, but it's really this connection with nature, uh, and being in a log house and a very comfortable
Mhm.
setting. That's what we're trying to sell.
Yes, I love the B&B industry. Yeah, that's a great why. Anybody else want to share?
I guess I'll take a stab at it.
Okay.
Basically, helping with Medicare, we want to try to help people and educate them to make the decisions that are going to affect their healthcare needs, since that's obviously a position that you do not want to find yourself in, of ended up making the wrong decision and have that hurt you down the line. So, and frankly, there's not too many people around that do Medicare education, and that's also why we do what we do as well.
So you don't sell Medicare, you do Medicare education?
So it's a little bit of both. Basically, we educate and then like we'll kind of sell it and get them enrolled into the right plan as well.
Got it. That's great. That's great. So what you're selling a peace of mind is what you're selling. It sounds to me like, so that people can live, have their health, as they get older, their health needs, they don't have to feel so nervous about whether do I have enough coverage, am I right coverage, deductibles, all of that stuff. So you're selling a peace of mind. Sounds to me like, Zane.
Yeah.
Great. You did a great job, you guys. Is there anything else you want to add? I told Kim that I'm not a long-winded person, and I didn't want this presentation to be real long because it's quite in depth. If you haven't read Simon Sinek's Start With Why, that's a great one. And obviously, I'm going to pitch Donald Miller's StoryBrand, Building a Story Brand. If you haven't read this book, it's really very easy to read, and it really helps you to understand how to build marketing that connects, and you'll learn something even if you already know a fair amount about marketing. It's very relatable. So I want to recommend those two books to you, and that's really all I have.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Susan. We appreciate all your great knowledge. And we have read Simon Sinek's books here at the Chamber and we loved it. And I think it's almost one of those books that you can read every couple of years and almost grab like a little certain thing you didn't get the first time. So even if you have read it years ago, I would encourage you to reread it because there's always a good little nugget you can take away from it. So
yeah, it's great.
Well, I'm gonna thank you all for coming today. We are going to post this recording on our website under webinar recordings. So if you want to go back and re-listen to anything that we chatted about today, you'll be able to do that. Thank you so much, Susan, again, for all the great information. We will be doing Coffee and Connections virtually again next month. So check our calendar and register for that. And we hope you all have a great rest of your day and stay warm tomorrow.
Thank you.